Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Barakahak Wadash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya coming at you with another lesson, and I'll be reading from an article on nypost.com titled, July 9th will be the shortest day in recorded history. Blame it on the moon, scientists say. We're in very unusual times. And regardless of whatever Esau, the so-called white man, has to say with his pseudosciences, we know according to biblical prophecy that the days will be shortened, specifically during the last days, which we're currently in, really the last seconds of the last days. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. And this was Yahweh Shai, the Son of the Most High, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus, telling his disciples of the end time signs to look for before his second coming and the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Yasharallah, or Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So straight to the point. Except those days should be shortened, which clearly states the days would be shortened. No flesh would be saved, because the wicked of the Bible, the border of wickedness in Malachi 1 verse 4, the wicked whom the earth has been given into the hands of in Job 9 verse 24, Esau, Edom is currently in rulership, and seeing how this man moves, you can see the whole planet is in a state of duress under his rulership, from the environment to the animals, and especially the people. And now you've got these devils talking about their TRANS humanism, movement, merging man with machine, literally wanting to get rid of, what constitutes 100% human being out here. But Kol Holo Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, he has set bounds that this devil cannot pass. And he's just about reached those bounds before this wicked nightmare comes to an end. And hey, everybody, especially the children of Israel, wake up to it. Wake up from it. But let's get back to this article. Where does the time go? For once, we know for sure, sort of. If tomorrow, July 9th, feels even shorter than your average day filled with too much to do, there's a scientific phenomenon to blame, scientists say. This summer, Earth is suddenly spinning faster as a result of the moon's position, the experts explain. But hey, through the will of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. The celestial speed up will knock anywhere from 1.3 to 1.6 milliseconds off the typical 24 hours on Wednesday, resulting in the shortest day in recorded history. Our big blue ball's rotation process is a sensitive business, turns out. Phenomena ranging from seasonal changes to natural disasters can have a surprising impact on speed. And you can clearly see that devastating flooding that's taking place in Texas right now. I think it's 109, maybe even more, people who have perished in those floods. And now you've got flash flooding taking place in Chicago. And just so happens that Esau was doing some cloud seeding in that area, around that area in Texas on July 2nd, and you see what happened. So again, except those days should be shortened, no flesh would be saved. This devil is a menace. And on top of that, hey, floodings, fires and natural disasters are part of biblical prophecy as well for judgment. So everything is ultimately through the will of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai to fulfill his word. The latest disturbance in the force will be the sixth of its kind since 2020. And there's more to come, the Planet Pros say. July 22nd and August 5th are expected to be similarly short, according to the International Earth Rotation and Reference Systems Services, IERS. The organization is responsible for eventually handling the negative leap second that will result from the string of abbreviated days. This will result in the first adjustment to the clock of its kind. The historic change is expected to be made in 2029. And hey, with all these different events that are looming, we've got Agenda 2030, Trump's presidency ends in 2028. Everything seems to be leading towards that, being the last few moments of Esau Edom's rulership, which Abaratazah, that's the case. But regardless, the days are being shortened to further bring about his end quickly and usher in the kingdom of heaven. This is an unprecedented situation and a big deal. Duncan Agnew, a geophysicist at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography at the University of California, San Diego, previously stated. It's not a huge change in the Earth's rotation that's going to lead to some catastrophe or anything, but it is something notable, he added. And hey, the days being shortened are going to lead to catastrophes, the judgments of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the many great miseries that are about to be brought to you people on this earth, especially in America, for the great wickedness you've been walking in. It's yet another indication that we're in a very unusual time. But first and foremost, yet another indication that we're living in the last times, the last days. But let's get back to these precepts. This is 2 Esdras chapter 2, verse 13. Go, and ye shall receive. Pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened. And hey, that's why from the apostles and elders all the way down to the least of us, we constantly push for praying to hasten the end of this time, this rulership of Esau's and the heathens. Our prayers are piercing the clouds, Akim, and you few sincere Akwath. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is making good on his word and shortening the days accordingly. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. And hey, except those days should be shortened, no flesh would be saved, but for the elect's sake, the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven, they are being shortened. This is in Ecclesiasticus of Sirach, also in the Apocrypha, chapter 35. I'm going to start at verse 16. He that serveth the Lord shall be accepted with favor, and his prayer shall reach unto the clouds. The prayers of the humble pierceth the clouds, and till it come nigh, he will not be comforted. Pray unto you for few days, that they may be shortened, and will not depart, till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment. Hey, for the elect's sake, the days are being shortened, and our prayers have a very big hand in hastening, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai judging righteously and executing judgment on the wicked, beginning with these Edomites, going down to these other heathens, and hey, even the wicked of our people. Verse 18, for the Lord will not be slack, neither will the mighty be patient toward them, till he have smitten in sunder the loins of the unmerciful, and repayeth vengeance to the heathen, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud, and broken the scepter of the unrighteous, till he have rendered to every man according to his deeds. When you read in Job chapter 4, there are those bounds that have been set up which he cannot pass. The bounds that Esau Edom was allowed to rule in and fulfill prophecy, and he's just about to reach those bounds. We're waiting for these last few prophecies to come to pass. Primarily, the mandatory implementation of the mark of the BEAST in Revelation 13, verses 16 to 18, which is that micro C-hip implant, And then from there, these already short days are going to get even shorter, till he have rendered to every man according to his deeds, and to the works of men according to their devices, till he have judged the cause of his people. And for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, and made them to rejoice in his mercy. The kingdom has been prepared for you already. Pray and watch. But now I'm going to go back to Matthew chapter 24. I'm going to jump down to 29, because, hey, this is ultimately what these short days are quickly leading towards: the glorious return. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, Jacob's trouble, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. And in the scriptures, the sun can represent knowledge and the moon wisdom. So Esau, Edom's pseudosciences, his philosophies, everything he's used to deceive the people, no longer having any weight or answers to the second coming of Yahawashi. And the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. The powers of the heavens, because in the scriptures, heaven and hell can be symbolic for a condition. Heaven when you're in rulership, and hell when you're in captivity. The powers of the heavens, the elites of Esau being shaken at the second coming, and what? The stars falling from heaven. These idols, these people they set up, these powers and signs that they get people to worship as gods, falling down as well. Verse 30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven, which is speaking of the chariots, which people ignorantly refer to as so-called UFOs. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds, the chariots of heaven, with power and great glory, which is going to cause the tribes of the earth to mourn, because the chariots are coming to do two things. On the one hand, to make war against these heathens, chiefly these Edomites. Isaiah chapter 63, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra to shoot those laser beams or concentrated heat, onto these heathens and these different countries and their militaries? And as it's about to say in verse 31, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the four corners of the earth, from one end of heaven to the other. The chariots are also coming to be the vehicles of salvation for the elect, to beam them up, to save them from the coming destruction. But that's it with this video. I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified. And again, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. In peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. Hey, we're almost out of here, so just keep pushing. Shalom.